Hey guys, Amanda here, your literacy coach, Birth to Five. Well, today we're not really talking about literacy, but we are talking about something important. Well, important enough to me to put it on a video, I hope. We're going to be talking today about your kids' fine motor skills. So, all of the things they're able to do with their fingers and those little muscles that they need in order to get ready to write. And this starts when they're itty bitty and they start learning to grab things and grasp things and do things with their hands, all the way up until they start holding a pencil correctly and getting ready to write things. So, I want to talk a little bit about some of the ways that you can encourage that. Because if you ask any Head Start teacher or kindergarten teacher, one of the things that they come into school just not having experience with, it's writing and scissors. So let's get going. When they're really little, crayons are great. They even make these like little triangular crayons because they're easier to hold on to for little ones, but the big chunky crayons are good too. Any crayon is good because what we want is we don't want them to grab it like this. Of course, when they're itty bitty, that's fine. That's fine. Coloring and scribbling, that's fine. But as they get a little bit older and they start to notice that they can hold it this way, that's what we want. So these triangular crayons are great for toddlers. They even make chunky pencils. I don't know if you can tell that that's bigger than the other pencil. They make chunky pencils that are easier to hold on to. But even when they're chunky, a lot of our kids fist it. So we want to encourage them as they get into that 3 and 4 year old stage to not be holding their pencils this way or this way. I see a lot of kids who come in who hold their pencil this way, which is odd to me, but they're either grabbing it like this or this. So we want them to start grabbing it in that pincher grasp. Some great ways to train them to do that is give them something that's too small to grab like that, like a little piece of chalk. I cannot grab it like this and color. I have to figure out how to pinch it. Another good way is a golf pencil, little bitty pencil, or just grab them from your cabinet and break them off and sharpen them again and make tiny pencils because they have to figure out how to grab it like this. I can't get much traction when I'm holding it like this. So they have to start figuring it out. But the more opportunities you give your kids to write and draw and color and gentle reminders on how to grab their pencil, the more likely they're going to get in good routines with them. One thing I do when they do start using a big pencil is I lay it on the edge of the counter where only that tip is exposed and I make them grab it. Pinch that tip. And then all I do is hinge it over and we are in a better grasp. Just make sure it goes between their thumb and pointer finger. So when they grab it like that, oops, I'm trying to show you. You just flip it over, and then all of a sudden, they are in a good pincher grasp. Now, if you find that your kiddo just isn't getting it, or they are frustrated, you don't need to get frustrated at any point. But if you see they are frustrated and you want to give them another option, they do make these little training doohickeys that you slide onto your pencil. They call them pencil grips. And you stick the pencil in the end there, and they are able to position their fingers correctly because all of the little rubber pieces make them put their fingers correctly. So that's an option too. I use this with some kids. A lot of kids don't need it at all, but some kids like it. And every now and then it's handy. And you may find if you've got more than one kiddo, your girls may be better at grabbing a pencil than your boys. That's completely normal. Don't get frustrated. So that's pencils. Start out chunky, start out tiny, and work them up to the regular pencil. Now, the other thing that we see a lot is kids who don't know what to do with those. And I understand the pain because as soon as you give a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, sometimes even an 8-year-old, a pair of scissors at home, things get cut that you don't want to get cut. I remember when my son was hot and gave himself ventilation holes in his t-shirt. with his scissors, and he was not 3. But scissors are an important skill before they get to kindergarten. So I really encourage you to start them with scissors and then put them way up high where they cannot reach them without your supervision. But give them time with scissors because that is a really hard skill. Where to put your fingers. A lot of kids try to grab them backwards. Well, they're not going to have good skills that way. So help them, guide them, use your hand and help them learn. That's hard. Opening and closing scissors. That uses so many of those muscles in there, and it is hard to learn for some kids. I would encourage you to get decent scissors because if you've ever tried to cut paper with scissors that just doesn't cut, that was not good grammar. If you tried to cut paper with scissors that aren't good, it's hard. The paper slides in between the scissors instead of getting cut and it just slips and it's very frustrating. So get them some good scissors. If you've got some old scissors around that you don't like and your kiddo is struggling with using scissors, a great thing to do is let them use the old ones, not the new ones, for Play-Doh. Because Play-Doh is not going to slip around from you. It cuts every single time. And so it can be a great morale boost for kids who are struggling with scissors. That can be frustrating. And because it does it every time. That Play-Doh is never slipping away from me. It just cuts perfect. And it really works on those muscles. And some kids need strength in their fingers. So just a few ideas for you on how to get your kids ready for all of the cutting and writing they're about to be doing in school. I hope this helps. I hope you have some fun. I hope nobody gets a haircut. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.